There's like no movies right now, and the wait for Project Hail Mary is actually unbearable. You could go see Hopper, Sam. What? Yeah, I completely forgot that this movie was releasing this month. I just suddenly saw a lot of people online talking about it and went, oh, wait, is that out? Which speaks for this movie's marketing. But hey, it gives me another film review to pad out the wait for Project Hail Mary, so let's do it. Modern Pixar is a studio that's been all over the place, mostly just putting out okay films like Elio and Onward, and just when you think they're back in the game with something like Luca, bam, Lightyear. So, is Hopper's on the Luca side or the Lightyear side? Well, good news and bad news. It's not on either side, instead falling in with the movies that are just okay. But what do I mean when I say that? Well, the story follows Mabel, an environmentalist girl who wants to stop her town's mayor, Jerry, from constructing a freeway through a small pond her and her grandma always spent time at when she was younger. But when she discovers the reason he's allowed to build through the pond is because all the animals have mysteriously disappeared, Mabel has to put her brain into the body of a beaver in order to get the animals back. Now, with that summary, the plot for this movie, as you'd imagine, is very similar to something like Dances with Wolves or even Avatar. No, the bad one. And the movie even pokes fun at it, so you can't point out how it's like Avatar. Okay, Pixar, I won't point out how it's like Avatar. I'll point out why it's like The Wild Robot. Honestly, that's the movie it more closely resembles anyway. It's The Wild Robot, except with more played out themes and characters and a less interesting animation style. At least that's how it is for the first two acts, but in a bizarre choice, the third act goes in a completely different direction than how I was expecting, and it honestly kind of saves this movie from being completely forgettable. I mean, it still falls a little into the usual trappings, like a third act breakup, but still. Spoiler warning from here on out. I thought Jerry was going to be a one-note generic villain for the whole thing, like other animated villains he resembles, but not only is he not that, he might be the best character in the whole film. He definitely has the best jokes and the most expressive animation with a great performance by John Hamm. I also thought I was going to hate the main character, being the stock punk girl. Isn't that a funny statement? Punk, something that means breaking the norms, can be labeled as stock. But she's not nearly as annoying as I thought she would be. Speaking of animation, this movie uses the modern Pixar style, which means it looks like Elio, which looked like Turning Red. I really don't like this style of animation, but Hopper's does add a little more spice with its character designs, and by a little, I mean just a pinch. There was recently a bit of concept animation released for this movie that showed it in a 2D art style, and it looked so much more appealing. Well, yeah, but no one wants to see 2D animation. Well, I guess you're right, Pixar. Hey Sam, why are we at the zoo? Oh, no reason, I just wanted to see the gorillas. Hoppers is a movie that starts off pretty generic, but as it goes on, it does have some good ideas and even funny jokes. It leads to the film as a whole being just okay. But man, it really shouldn't be. I mean, you're Pixar, you're Toy Story, Ratatouille, Finding Nemo, you're not just okay. An original Pixar movie used to be a day one event. Now there are, oh, is that out already? And I know there are still some people at Pixar that can bring that old magic back, but we rarely get to see it, and when they mess it up, it's back to the sequel well. What do you want from us, Sam? People don't want to see original movies anymore. K-pop Demon Hunters. If a film with that god-awful of a title can do so well, it actually gets put in theaters when it was originally meant to be a streaming exclusive, then there is no excuse. I see what you mean. So you want Coco 2? Excuse me for a minute. That's all I got for now. The next review should be something different. So if you're interested in that, then be sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and hit that bell icon to be notified for whenever I make a new video. And if you've seen Hoppers, then let me know what you thought of it in the comments. Okay, that's it. Bye.